Hello. Hey everybody, good afternoon. Welcome to today's yoga lunch break. I'm very glad that you were able to make it. I know it's tough in the middle of the day to be like, there's a thing I meant to do for myself, but you made it. So today's class is all about unsticking the spine. I've been doing a bunch of these lately because it always feels good. And then today has a bonus focus for opening the chest. So lots of twisting, side bending, like the cat and cow shape in the spine to loosen things up. And then also lots of things to open up across the chest and the front of the shoulders. So props wise, if you do have one real yoga block, that would be super helpful for you today. If you don't have an actual yoga block, find something sturdy and about 6 inches tall. So certain board game boxes might work. Maybe you have like a very, very hefty tome, a very thick book, or a shoebox. And that's it. So we're going to get started laying down on our backs in reclined bound angle pose. So you can bring the bottoms of your feet to touch, let your knees fall open wide. If this is uncomfortable for you in any way, you can bring the bottoms of your feet onto the ground instead. We're looking for just a long, straight spine. Bring your hands somewhere to rest on your body that feels grounding and comforting. And then give yourself several breaths here to settle into this space, into this moment. If your mind is busy thinking about all the things you need to do today, use the power of your breath to anchor you here. And engage your senses to also help root you in this moment, noticing the air against your skin, any sounds you hear, noticing smells, feeling the weight of your body pressing down against the ground. Rather than just feeling yourself laying on the ground, can you tap into that feeling of the earth rising up to meet you, holding you, cradling you, supporting you? And from that place of support, maybe you can access a little more ease in the body and an unhooking of thoughts in the mind. Let's take 3 big breaths together. Breathe in, feel your stomach lift and inflate. Open mouth, exhale, sigh it out, something audible. Another like that. Breathe in, fill up. Breathe out, release. One more, find what you need. Inhale. And exhale, letting something go. Good. Bring both hands off towards the side. Keep your legs as they are. We're going to find some snow angels to start opening up across the chest. So as you breathe in, trace both fingertips along the ground, but reach them up overhead as far as you can. This is a big stretch. Enjoy a few breaths here. And on your next exhale, hands come back down to your sides. Let's do 3 more of those, moving slowly, moving with the breath. Breathe in, trace the fingertips along the ground. Breathe out, hands come back to your sides. 2 more of those, all on your own, bringing the breath, bringing fluid movement. Finish up 1 more, all on your own. Good, beautiful job. Bring your legs to close, knees hug in towards your chest. You can give yourself a little rock side to side for a moment, whatever feels good. And we're gonna move into a twist on our back next using the block. So grab your block or whatever you have, place it between your thighs, and then roll over onto your right side. So we're gonna be lightly hugging the block in between our thighs to help keep your hips stacked right on top of one another. So adjust, wiggle around. Hips are stacked, and then you're opening both arms out to a T. It's okay if both hands don't touch down on the ground just yet, but give yourself a few breaths here to settle in, feeling into any areas of tension without judgment, just noticing what's here. And from this same twisted shape, we're gonna find kind of a half snow angel with the arms. So bring your left hand to clap on top of the right. And as you breathe in, you're tracing that same line, this time up and around your head with the left arm until you come all the way out to open to a T. And then another full round of breath takes you back that same way. So you're tracing like a rainbow shape above your arms here. Keeping the hips where they are by squeezing the block, letting the chest and the shoulders open as much as they're ready to. We'll do one more round of this. You're moving at your own pace, moving with your own breath. Good, and when you're done with your last full round, arms back out to a T, and we're just gonna roll onto the left hip. So block comes with you too, shifting your weight to be on the left hip, and the left side of your body laying down, and then open up to a T. You might adjust your shoulders so that both of them rest down towards the ground. A couple of breaths here, noticing what this big opening, this twist feels like on this side. Relax your face, let your breath be full and steady. And option here to find that same snow angel movement, this time with the right arm. So bring the right arm to meet the left. And as you breathe in, start to trace your fingertips in a rainbow above your head, opening until you're out at a T. And again, I kind of think of like the inhale gets you halfway, and then the exhale brings you home. But do this in a way that works for you. Find 3 more of these, allowing this opening across the front of your right shoulder, holding the twist by keeping light pressure, squeezing the block between your legs. Finish up one more full round, nice and slow, unrushing. You know, it sometimes feels really weird to go from like how frenzied you might have been before this to something so chill, but I like to think of it as training for my nervous system, going from like fight, flight, frenzy to relaxing. So, all right. Finish up with your last one. You can release. Oh, wait, no. Now keep your arms out at a T. Now we're going to engage this twist in a way that starts to activate the core. So arms are out at a T. Press your palms down into the ground. Donkey, can you get down? As you inhale, lift your knees to center. And as you exhale, drop the knees over towards the right, but just let them hover, hovering here. Good. And then breathe in, lift your heart or your knees to center. And exhale, drop over towards the left. Legs are still hovering. Good. Find a couple more of these on your own. Inhaling to come to center. Exhaling. That exhale takes you off to the side. For a little bit more of a challenge, you can start to straighten your legs as you extend them. But keep that block squeezed between your thighs. Letting this open through your chest, start to engage your core in a more active twist. You're here for 2 more full rounds. Take your time, move slower than you want to. He's acting like that was the rudest thing I could have done to her, but I'm sorry. Good. All right, finish up your last round. Knees hug to center. You can release the block for now. We're going to do one more exercise on our back, and then we'll continue on. So this is dead bug next. You might be wondering, I thought we were going to be moving the spine, Abby, not doing core work. Well, haha. Part of having a really healthy spine is being able to support it and stabilize it. Lots of muscles are responsible for that. So for dead bug, come back down, feet rest on the floor, knees point straight up. Bring your knees to stack over your hips. So shins are parallel to the earth, toes flex back towards the shins. And from here, squish your low back down to the ground. It's going to lift your knees toward your chest. And now use your hands, or if you have your block still, against your legs to push them forward. So already here, holding the low back down and keeping knees directly over hips is bringing a lot of engagement to the core. You might stay here and just sit with this stability that you're building. If you want to move on, squeeze your block against your right thigh, meet that resistance with your leg. And as you inhale, lower the left leg. Any amount, knee can stay bent or go straight. And exhale to lift back up. Good. Inhale, lower the left leg. Keep your low back glute down. Exhale, lift. Let's do two more. You got it. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. So strong. One more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Beautiful. Switching sides. So low back still glued down. Knees still over hips. Block the left thigh, squeeze it, meet the resistance, engage, feel the shake, embrace the burn. As you inhale, lower the right leg, any amount. And exhale, lift. Good. Four more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Can you relax your shoulders and your face? Exhale, lift. One more. Make it your best. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, and release the block. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Find happy baby. So maybe you grab for your feet. Maybe you grab more for the backs of your legs. But give yourself a couple breaths here just to rock side to side. Straighten one leg and then the other. Compressing the spine completely down against the ground and finding any movement from that space that feels good. 3 more breaths here just to play around, just to stretch a little. We're going to meet in a tabletop position on all fours. If you like to rock and roll along your spine, you can do that now. Look out, donkey. We'll meet in tabletop in 4, in 3, in 2, and 1. I think I found the squeakiest part of my floor. All right, we are at tabletop. Hands spread wide on the mat, knees underneath hips, wrists underneath shoulders. Spread your fingers wide. Breathe in, drop your belly, find cow pose. Spend a few breaths here, shifting forward and backward, opening through the throat, broadening across the collarbones. Drag your hands back towards your knees to intensify this stretch. Inhale. Exhale, cat pose. Arch your spine, tuck your chin towards your chest. A few breaths here just to move in the shape. Check in with the spine. Hi, Mom. It's okay. All right, and now we're going to have 1 full minute to move back and forth between cat and cow. So your minute starts now. And you can keep this just a steady forward and back movement, or if it feels good to make it a little funkier, moving the hips side to side, kind of like undulating the spine sideways. I don't know how to explain that, but if that's a feeling you feel like you're finding in your body, that's great. Okay. All right, you're doing awesome. Move with your breath. You have 20 more seconds. Whole minute of cat and cow. This is something you can do independent of any other movement when you're starting to feel really crunchy through your neck and spine. Just 60 seconds. Good for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Wrap up your last cat-cow. Nice job. All right, next is thread the needle. Bring the left hand onto the ground as you breathe in. Peel the right fingertips up. And as you exhale, come to tuck the right arm under, but don't release all the way. So keep your arm reaching towards the left and hovering. Tap into the muscles in your core that are helping you stay lifted here. Yes, your left hand is on the ground, but what else through the front and the back of your torso are holding you here? Good. Inhale, come back up, reach high. Exhale, tuck and hover. One more like that. Inhale, come to the sky. Exhale, tuck and hover, squeezing the core. Good. Inhale, right arm high. Exhale, this time all the way through. Thread the needle. Release the right arm, the right side of the shoulder onto the ground. And you can bring as much of a twist into this as feels good. The more you press your right arm into the ground, and the more you think about sending the left shoulder back behind you, the deeper this twist will be. You have 3 breaths here. Nice job. Bring your left hand back to the earth. Inhale, bring your right arm high. And exhale, tabletop. Let's set up to take that on the other side. So right hand plants onto the ground. As you breathe in, lift the left fingertips high. And exhale, tuck and hover. Left fingertip, reach to the right. Excuse me. Whole core is engaged, holding you here. You're here for one more full round of breath, just noticing where you're feeling the heat building. Now we'll flow 3 times. Inhale, left arm high. Exhale, tuck and hover. Good. Inhale, left arm high. Exhale, tuck and hover. One more like this. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tuck and hover. This next time we go all the way through. Inhale, lift. Exhale, thread the needle. Left arm comes all the way through. Adjust as you need to. Find what your body's looking for on this side. It does not need to be completely symmetrical because your body is not symmetrical. So 2 more breaths here. Letting this twist unfold in the way you need it to. Good. Bring the right hand back to the ground. Inhale, left arm high. And exhale, back to tabletop. We're moving to downward facing dog now, just for a couple breaths. So tuck your toes, lift your hips up to the sky. You can spend these first few breaths finding whatever it is that you need in this shape. Maybe you are walking out the legs. Maybe you're just holding nice and steady, pointing the tailbone up to where the ceiling and the wall meet behind you. But visualize the length of your spine here, from your tailbone all the way out the crown of your head. Can you make it even longer, even straighter? 2 more breaths here. Good. Start to tiptoe your feet up towards your hands. Go as tiny, tiny tiptoes as you can, as far as you can. Notice the core working here as much as you can tiptoe, and then step the rest of the way. Bring your block nearby to the front of your mat. We're going to do those swimming ragdoll twists. But for now, you are just here with the torso hanging heavy over the legs. Knees are as bent as you need them to be. Manifesting space across the low back and letting the weight of your head pull your spine long. A couple more breaths here. All right, as we prepare to swim, you have the option to bring a block underneath, kind of underneath your nose to help bring the earth closer. If it's comfortable for you to reach all the way to the ground, great. So bring your right hand to the block or to the earth. Generously bend the right knee, and as you breathe in, lift the left fingertips. A big standing twist. Spend a few breaths here, making both arms longer. Noticing the stretch all up the left side of the leg. Inhale, reach 1 inch higher. And as you exhale, reach forward and then down, stretching all across the left side. Now we'll go to the other side. Left hand to the blocker earth. Inhale, right arm to the sky. Pause for a few breaths here, expanding in all directions. Noticing how this side feels different. Breathe in. And as you exhale, reach forward and then down. And now we flow. Right hand to the block. Inhale, left fingertips high. Exhale, swim forward, forward and down. Left hand to the block. Inhale, right arm high. Exhale, swim forward. 2 more rounds of this. Inhale, left arm high. Exhale, swim forward. Nice job. Inhale, right arm high. Exhale, swim forward. This round, this last one is all on your own. Good. When you've finished up, keep this block nearby. You don't need it right now. Bend your knees really generously. Bring yourself up to stand nice and easily, nice and safely. All right, and before we move on to a standing set that will get a little more into the shoulders and the hips, I want you to find a wide stance and take like a huge, huge full body stretch. Whatever it is that your body's asking for, find a way to tap into that here. Maybe wrists are moving, maybe a side bend. Let this be completely organic movement that comes from you listening to the requests of your body. You're here for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. All right, relax that. Find a wide stance. Another thing you can do literally anytime is just take a big stretch. Forget to move. And by we, I mean also me. Okay, find a wide stance here and move your legs into warrior 2 legs. So bend into the front knee, right toes point straight off to the right. Left foot, pinky edge is parallel to the back of your mat. Find a strong lunge in this knee, but it doesn't need to be impossible. Your legs are not super warmed up. Just enough so that you start to feel some action happening in the hips. Your left hip is in internal rotation. Your right hip is in external rotation. If you don't know what that means, it really is just fine. But you can intensify this sensation by gently hugging your heels towards each other, firing up your legs. Good. Keep the legs as they are, strong, building stability through the lower body. And then find eagle arms, left arm under the right arm. Maybe your palms weave to touch. Maybe you grab a big bear hug. Either way, this is stretching across the front or the side of the right shoulder. Lift your elbows up so they're in line with your shoulders. And stay committed to this lunge in your knee. If you need to take some bends and straightens in order to hold it, it's all good. We are doing this on purpose. So as you inhale, lift your elbows any amount. And as you exhale, tuck them towards your belly button, also any amount, rounding through your back. Inhale, lift the elbows. Again, this can be a tiny movement. Exhale, tuck, elbows to belly button. Let's do one more like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, elbows to belly button. Good. Your inhale brings you back up. Your exhale sends your fingertips long. Give yourself a full breath in here. And a full breath out. Good. You're going to straighten the right leg, keeping the toes pointed straight off to the right. Bump your hips back so they're like, ooh. And then start to hinge forward. This is where grabbing the block can be really helpful. This is triangle pose. You might shorten your, almost fell down. You might shorten your stance a lot so that both legs can get relatively straight. And I like to use the block on the full height to hold here. So 1% bend is in the knee to keep it from hyperextending. But this is a stretch for the right leg, And also a way to access a deeper twist. Maybe bring your left hand to your low back or to your hip. And send your left shoulder up and back. Gaze down if that feels better on your neck. 2 more breaths here. The core is still engaged to hold you in this shape. Good. To safely get out of this, gently bend into the right knee, and then you can use your hands on your leg to push yourself back up. Nice job. All right, we're gonna do that on the other side. So bring the block over towards the left. We're gonna find warrior 2 legs facing the other direction. So right pinky, foot, toe is parallel to the short side of your mat. You're finding this strong lunge through the left leg, especially because we were just holding warrior 2 so long on the other side. You might really feel a difference in the hips. This one is not yet as warm as the other one. So it's great information to just be noticing about the body. Helps keep you here in the present moment. So legs are strong. Think about sending this inner inseam of your pants rolling back behind you. Good. Then activate your legs. Hug your heels towards each other like you could scrunch up your mat underneath you. And let's find eagle arms. This time, right elbow comes under the left. And if your palms weave to touch, that's awesome. If they don't, you can find this same opening by grabbing a big bear hug. Stay connected to this lunge in your left knee. Keep your right glute, your back glute engaged for additional support. And we're gonna find this little flow 3 times. So inhale, lift your elbows, any amount, legs stay as they are. Exhale, elbow to belly button, rounding through the back. 2 more, inhale, lift. Exhale, crunch. These might be really small movements. It's all good. Inhale, lift your elbows. Exhale, crunch. Good. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, arms out at your sides. Good. Now to move into triangle from here, you might start by moving the back leg closer to the front. Straighten the front leg so you can bump the hips to the right, and then start to lean forward. I like to grab the block, keep it nearby, but the block's not doing all the work for you. You are still responsible for keeping your legs engaged and for keeping that integrity in your chest by engaging your core. And then maybe you deepen this twist. Maybe you still gaze down because that feels better. 3 breaths here, finding what you need in this shape. Nice job. To start to come out of it, bend generously into the left knee. Walk your hands up your thigh. Now you're standing. We're going to do 1 more big stretch. So this is the big chest expansion. We've done lots of opening across the shoulders. Find a wide stance on your mat. Bring your hands to interlace behind you. And you actually have 2 options. You might stay here and stay standing and just kind of take the neck side to side while your hands are clasped behind you, or you've grabbed for opposite elbows. Or if you want to take this into a big fold, puff up your chest as you breathe in. And then as you exhale, hinge forward, wide leg forward fold with the chest expansion. I'm going to give you 6 breaths of silence here just to relish these moments with yourself before the world comes crashing back in. You can release the mind anytime it doesn't feel good anymore. Three more breaths. And when you're ready to come back up, bring your hands to your hip creases, bend your knees as much as you need to, and bring yourself up to standing. All right, If you have the time, you could do one more of those like really big full body stretches just to check back in with yourself. But that is all the time we have for today. So thank you for joining me for Unstick Your Spine, probably like volume 12. If you have requests of what you'd like to see next, keep letting me know. I love hearing from you. There is no yoga lunch break next Friday because next Friday is Christmas. But we are just still doing a class on Wednesday evening. So if you'd like to join that class live, I'll be there. If you'd like to catch the recordings afterwards, they'll be up on YouTube soon. So if I don't see you again for a couple weeks, I hope you're taking good care of yourself, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.